Welcome back to the ASG podcast.
Yeah.
I'm Sal. That's Dimitri.
Yep.
It's been a while since we did this, right? We had a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
And we didn't really get a chance to do it last week, but we got a pretty good show for you today. Lots of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I had this shit happen last night. I walked into my bathroom, and there was just like water all over the floor.
From someone that showered?
You know what? I don't know. Because I noticed, like, the shit hadn't been draining, right? Like, this is fucking college dorm life in a nutshell, right?
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I walked in there and I noticed, noticed that the shit hadn't really been draining as well as it could be, you know? Like, it was starting to pool a little bit. And in the showers in these dorms, like...
Yeah.
That's not good.
Yeah, because, like, it's literally flat.
It's flat, yeah. It's really easy unless you, like, if you have a crack in the curtain, like, that shit's going all over the floor.
Oh, yeah.
But... Like, I go in there, and there's just water all over the floor. It's, like, pretty much, like, almost flood level, right?
Sheesh, what?
And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in my bathroom right now?
That is so bad.
And I'm like, I'm not so mad that it happened, because, like, shit happens, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Like shit happens. Water gets on the floor. But, like, what I was mad, like, who makes a fucking mess like that and leaves it?
I mean... What could you do about that, though?
I wasted an entire roll of paper towels soaking all that shit up.
Okay. So your life is,
So that happened last night. And then, like, the girl who lives in my suite came over and was asking, like, what's up?
There's a girl that lives in your suite?
Yeah, right next to me. It's me, this other girl, and then, like, I think 2 other people on the other side.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome, dude.
Not really.
Man.
It's really not that awesome.
So she came out.
Yeah, she came out because I was like flipping the fuck out. I'm just like, I'm like, what the fuck? And then like I got more water on the floor, so I was like smacking the door and shit. I was mad.
Oh no.
I was really mad. And she came over and she's like, what's going on? And I'm like, there's water all over the floor, man. And she's like, well, she immediately went on the defensive, right? She immediately went on defensive. She's like, oh, I don't know what happened. I just took a regular shower. It's like, if this keeps happening, we're gonna have to talk to someone about it.
Oh, so she
and
knows.
I'm just like,
okay.
Yeah, right. Like after, and I'm just like she kept being mad defensive. Like she probably thought I was mad at her, right? But it's like I'm not. I'm just pissed that there's a mess in the bathroom right now and I have to clean it. I don't give a fuck who did it.
Is she cute? Damn.
I don't want to be mean, but like she's not my type.
She's not your type. Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say
like that's really not even part of the conversation.
Because I was gonna say if she was your type, you could have been like, well, we can conserve water by showering together, so this situation does not happen. I'm just saying, dude. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have your options open.
A universe in which that shit works, man.
I don't know.
I can't even see it.
You'd be surprised, man. Sometimes you just gotta shoot your shot. But
that's like a full court shot right there, man.
Yeah,
there's no way you're making that shit.
Unless you're Steph Curry.
No way I'm making that shit at least, man. Like no fucking way.
Well,
but, yeah, I'm just like, look, like if you tell me, like she kept saying, she's like, I just took a normal shower. I don't know what happened. I'm just like, if you tell me you don't know what happened and that you took a normal shower one more fucking time, I'm gonna punch you in the goddamn face.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I'm just like, get out of my face. Let me clean up the mess. Go back into your room. Cook your shitty food that smells weird. And
don't you hate that? Yo, man. I hate cooking down in the kitchen because, there'd be some real weird smells down there. It's either, like, college kids don't know how to cook or I'm, like, super,
which is true. I was in there once, and this girl came in. Like, I was boiling my pasta, as I do. Pasta is, like, it's my shit that I cook down there, right? Like, there's not much else that I do. But this girl comes in. She's just trying to cook an egg. Like, an egg.
One egg.
Yes, and she gets the fry pan on there, right? Like the griddle or whatever. She puts it on the burner and she just cracks the egg, puts it on there, and starts scrambling it up with a spatula without like greasing the pan or anything like that.
Oh no!
So the shit's getting stuck on there and burning up and everything like that. No. I'm like, and I can see her struggling with it, and I'm like, you have to grease the pan first.
Yeah,
right?
man.
Because otherwise that shit's gonna stick.
Who don't know?
And I'm just like, I got like some canola oil that you can use if you want. And she's like, okay, cool.
Did it work?
Yeah, as much as it can work when you're 3/4 of the way through cooking an egg without any fucking grease. Say
that. Oh no, that is so.
I'm like, next time, look, if you're trying to make like eggs and bacon or something like that, do the bacon first.
Yeah.
So you get the grease on the pan, and then you can just cook the egg in the bacon grease.
Was she cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could tell because she couldn't cook the egg. I had a feeling she was cute. Yeah, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we're just being completely honest, man. That's life.
Yeah, like in this shit, like I thought I didn't know how to cook, man. This chick didn't even know how to cook a fucking egg, dude. And I'm sure she's a lovely person, but like you gotta learn how to cook an egg.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so that's the story out of the way. We got a little bit of a Mander morning show for you guys this week. A couple of pieces of gaming news. I told you about you're familiar with Game Grumps.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
Love the Game Grumps. Shout out to them. I love those guys. They had a part in developing a game recently. Like this game by Game Grumps is basically what it said. And they were working with devs to make this game and publish it. And they did a little bit of a quiz. They're like, what kind of game do you guys think it is? Because it's like, it's probably not what you're expecting. I'm like, okay, so it's definitely not going to be a platformer.
Okay.
Because that's what I thought it might be. Like a 2D platformer, That's what everybody's doing these days. Every like small, like indie title, it's either like, top down or like side scroller or something like that. But this is, there's a weird subgenre, right? Of like these weird simulator, story-driven games that are like basically dating simulators. And the whole object of the game is to pick who you're gonna date and then date this person, right?
Yeah.
And go on these dates with these people. They made a dad dating simulator where you just go and date hot dads.
Okay.
And it's called Dream Daddy.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's news in and of itself, man. It's amazing. I'm like, as soon as that came out, I'm like.
Do you have to pay for that?
Yeah.
Really?
Probably like $15 or $20. Yeah, probably
what?
not much.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude.
So what is it like? Is it like the Sims, but like simulated?
A bit, I guess. Yeah, but it's like it's all like in an animation style. It's not like there's no like 3D or anything like that.
Okay, yeah.
But there's an audience for it. Like there's definitely an audience for it. But the real piece of news, right, is that this game got delayed. It was supposed to come out this past Thursday. That would have been, what's today? The 15th. It would have been the 3rd. Yeah, the 13th. It was supposed to come out.
Okay.
But they released on Twitter, they said, like, the one guy who was a really, really chief, like, heading up the development of the game, he said, like, look, we know we really hyped up this release, and we had a long conversation with the devs about what's going to happen with the game, because there's still, we didn't want to release the game in the state that it's in as of the launch date, because there's still, a lot of bugs in the game, and, like, we just don't have the energy to power through and finish the game by the launch date, because like they had been like sleep deprived for the past like 3 weeks, that kind of thing. Yeah, because like when it comes crunch time on the game development, I'm sure it's a very, very stressful experience.
Yeah, but don't games, like when they release stuff like that with like bugs, don't they usually fix it with like an update or something like that?
Yeah, but you never want to.
Or was it even worse than like beyond that point? Do you think?
I don't know. I don't know the extent of the state of the game, but what I do know is that you don't want to launch a game in a broken state, right?
Yeah, obviously not.
It's sort of become the norm, right? With games like Battlefront and games like Mass Effect Andromeda to a point. Battlefield 4 was really, really bad with this, where games are just released in this horrible broken state with the promise that they're just going to be fixed later with patches and shit.
Yeah.
Which is like it's sort of becoming a more common thing, which is bad, because it's like it's not good to launch a game in a broken state.
Yeah.
Because it's going to make the game sell worse.
True.
Like the only thing that really, really salvages something like that would be like pre-orders. People pre-order the game, and so when they pick up the game on launch day, they're going to pick it up regardless of what state it's in. But if pre-order culture, if pre-order culture doesn't really have anything to do with it, you've got a game, right, where people are reading reviews and being like, this game is broken.
Yeah.
So they're not going to go out and buy that game, right? So definitely. It's like you just don't want to release a game in a broken state.
Do you think that pre-orders are still like as prevalent as they were back then?
Fuck yeah.
But now if it's not as like much, it's more. But like, why though? So like, here's my thing, right? I pre-order games for the exclusive content. And that's really the only reason why I pre-order the game.
Yeah.
If that's the case, but can't you get these games online with the content already?
Some of them, yeah. It's weird because I'll pick up a game on launch day. I think it was it Mass Effect Andromeda? No, I think I pre-ordered that. But whatever game it was that I got before I got Mass Effect Andromeda, right? I think it was Prey.
Yeah.
I did not pre-order Prey. but I still got like with the version I got the exclusive pre-order content anyway.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like a pre-order is even like what's the point aside from like you know what I really like this game and I want to make sure I get my hands on a copy.
Aside from that, like it's usually just the developers, well, not the developers, I should say, the publishers really pushing this exclusive content on people. Like, pre-order, you'll get exclusive access to a demo or a beta for another game, or
Betas.
yeah, betas are really important, but they can also be really, really annoying. But yeah, it really is them just trying to push that exclusive content on the consumer, and it's a product of like the hype culture that we have in gaming right now, where it's like you just want to like hype up the game, be like, this is it, this is amazing, this game is gonna be blow your fucking socks off, Jack. Like give me a fucking break, dude. Like,
And Dexter
it's Daxter.
with an A. That's sad.
Yeah, it is.
He should have been called Dexter, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's fine. But
Yeah, I was just wondering because you were talking about pre-orders and stuff like that, and I was just like,
it really is. It's the hype train culture, man. They're just like pre-order now to secure your copy and your exclusive content.
like literally,
It's pointless.
Like I remember I was playing with my friend and he literally bought Injustice, right? Like the day it came out.
Yeah, day one
online, and then I pre-ordered the Ultimate Edition to get Darkseid. I did not get Darkseid in my edition. Like my GameStop dude flocked on me. Yeah, I don't have Darkseid. Yeah, I don't have Darkseid.
Are you fucking serious?
My friend bought the game day one, Ultimate Edition.
No pre-order.
No pre-order.
And got Darkseid.
And has Darkseid.
Oh, fuck that.
And now I have to pay $5.
so mad.
I have to pay $5 to get Darkseid, and I'm like, you know what? I don't even want to play
I'd
with
be
him.
so fucking mad.
Right, dude? It's so crazy.
You can you should have gone back to the GameStop and be like, I didn't get my pre-order bonus.
Well, you know what's
like
crazy?
that's the only point of buying anything at GameStop.
Exactly. So do you want to hear an actually like ironic story about how history repeats itself? The same thing happened to me with Mortal Kombat X.
Really?
But I didn't get the Ultimate
Edition. You didn't get Goro?
I did not get Goro. And after like a year, when the Complete Edition came out and they did an update, I just had Goro because like I had the Ultimate Edition, so I think they just knew like
they just threw that in there.
You should have had Goro, so they just gave him to me. Like I don't have Darkseid, but I know when the Complete Edition comes out, I'll have him. I fought 50 million Darkseids day one anyway, and that character, and he doesn't like appeal to me, so I'm like I don't want him. So,
I hate that fucking zigzag laser that he has, man.
Literally.
That shit's so annoying.
So yeah,
you
man.
just spam that. Fucking annoying.
But pre-orders are.
Yeah, dude, pre-orders are bullshit.
So it's all about the hype.
Yeah, it is all about the hype. Okay,
don't believe the hype, guys.
But anyways, Dream Daddy got delayed, so you want to date your hot dad simulator game, you're gonna have to wait probably.
Did they give another launch date or no?
Not yet. I'm not exactly sure about that.
Do you think that will hurt? Do you think it'll hurt profits, or do you think it'll like help?
Do I think it'll hurt sales? Probably not. I know a lot of people were a little bit disappointed because they were waiting at midnight on the launch date, waiting to get the game. And I saw like some comments on Instagram and shit where they're like, it's 1 a.m. and I still don't have my game. It's like, look at the Twitter. Like you gotta look at the Twitter.
Yeah, you'll get platforms, man.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So I'm not sure how much it'll hurt profits, but like that game, it's not a AAA release, right?
I was thinking that, in my head, right, I was like, okay, so I know nothing about like these people, and aside from the things that you tell me, and I'm like, I don't think I would have known about this game if it wasn't for like you. You know what I mean? So I'm like, how many people are like anticipating this game? But it has to be like their fan base, you know? So.
Yeah, exactly. Their fan base, and their fan base is huge.
Which would be
exactly. Definitely. I'm pretty sure they have like 5 or 6 million subscribers on YouTube.
Oh yeah, so yeah, there's definitely people like.
Yeah, there's a built-in audience right there.
All right.
But also, you're familiar with The Incredibles?
Like the movie?
Yes.
If you tell me that this movie's finally gonna come out.
I mean, it's coming out in 2018, right? But that's been known for a while. They revealed the first footage of Incredibles 2 at D23, right? That Disney Expo or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, they did a really, really funny piece on Edna Mode, the fashion designer. Milanda!
Yeah, I remember her. Yeah, my homie. So, like, wait, so what do we got? That's it?
They did that little piece, right?
Was it an official trailer? Like
I don't think there was a trailer.
Or was it just a little teaser trailer?
There was a teaser, okay. Yeah. The footage that they released was of Jack, right? And like they had like showing off the different powers that Jack had. He's got like Cyclops lasers going all over the house, and like he can get big and small and shit.
Okay.
And the metal guy like we saw in the first movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically I just wanted to highlight that like The Incredibles 2 is in the news cycle. Okay. And it's coming out I think in June of 2018. Originally it was supposed to come out in 2019.
Okay.
But they moved The Incredibles 2 up and pushed Toy Story 4 back a year. So they switched them.
Okay.
They switched the release slots.
I think that's a good idea.
Me too, man. I'm so pumped for The Incredibles 2.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I know.
The Incredibles is probably my favorite Pixar movie.
It's gonna be grown college students and grown men and women and 5-year-olds in that theater.
Pretty much, yeah. Like I don't even know if there's I think it's probably gonna be older people that are gonna
want
appeal to the movie, right?
I'm telling you.
Like you're gonna have that built-in Pixar audience where people are like, oh, it's an animated movie. Let's bring the kids.
Yeah.
But there's also gonna be all those people that grew up like being so hyped for The Incredibles just because like
that was a great movie,
it was
dude.
such a good movie.
That was a great movie.
It's one of my favorite superhero movies.
I know it was, dude. That movie was awesome. Like, I gotta watch it again because like there were some really good scenes. And I only watched it when I was a kid. I want to rewatch that movie as an adult and like.
Yeah, definitely. I did actually like maybe not even a couple years ago. Like over the past like year or something like that. I have watched that movie. Yeah. It holds up, man. Really? That movie is so good.
That's crazy, man.
It's very dark for a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I remember I remember I was scared in that one scene when Mr. Incredible is walking around trying to figure out like the whole Chronos thing with and I remember I was so scared when I was little.
There's a dead geyser.
Yeah,
there,
dude,
man.
and I was like, yo, what is this?
Yeah,
like,
and it's revealed that like Syndrome lured all these superheroes to this island and just killed them.
Yeah, dude.
He just killed all these superheroes so he could be the one true superhero.
That's crazy.
Dude, that movie's dark.
We gotta watch it again. Yeah, and I'm glad that it took them like a long time to make it because that means that hopefully they'll make it good. Like, it'll sustain.
That was I think a big part of the thing. I'm not sure if Brad Bird wrote it or directed it, but
was that the guy that wrote the first one?
Brad Bird directed the first one.
Okay,
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's directing the second one as well. Not sure if he wrote it though. But he's like, yeah, the only way I'll do an Incredibles 2 is if it's a story that I think is worth telling.
Oh, okay.
So that's why it took, what is it? I think The Incredibles came out in 2004, 2005. It's been 13 fucking years.
Yeah, and it's good though because like you see people that like for example, right? The Emperor's New Groove.
I fucking love that movie.
That movie was amazing, right? But then,
so funny.
6-7 years later, they're like, oh, let's do The Emperor's New School, like a spin-off miniseries. And the show was poop, bro. That show was crapola, like terrible. And I and like I watched it because Cusco was my boy, and it had its funny parts, but like
Kronk was still in it. Kronk was funny.
Exactly, but now it's like The Emperor's New Groove just does not hold like. People won't mention it as much just because it's like it was a mini-sode, it kind of washed away, like blah blah blah.
And they did Kronk's New Groove and Emperor's New Groove.
You know what I'm saying? All these these brainy spin-offs. So now
the first one still holds up though. Like it's weird. It's like a buddy road trip comedy at its core, but like it's still a funny movie.
I guess you're right.
By no means the best that Disney has to offer, but still a very
funny
movie.
You know what I mean? But The Incredible, bro. The Incredibles is definitely top 5.
Totally.
Maybe top 3.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Like
Pixar can really, except for Cars, Pixar can pretty much do no wrong, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Like I love the first Cars.
So you're not watching Cars 3?
No.
I didn't even watch Cars 1, bro.
No.
I just remember that one. I remember the song, "The Life Is a Highway."
Yeah.
That song was fire.
Yeah, the Rascal Flatts version of that song is better than the original.
Oh man.
I really like the first Cars just because like I love cars, right?
Yeah,
like,
in general.
Yeah. So it's like Disney Pixar's Cars. I'm like I'm in because I was like 12. I don't remember.
And then in like the second one they have like planes and like
they had Planes was a spin-off movie series, right? They did Planes and then they did like another Planes movie. Why did they do 2 Planes movies? But Cars 2 was all about Mater and he was like a secret agent and shit. It was stupid.
No man.
It was so stupid. I really liked the plot. Like there was a plot in there about like a world racing circuit, right, where Lightning is racing against like Formula 1 cars and rally cars and touring cars and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, a globetrotting racing adventure, I can get down with that. But then they introduced this whole secret agent plot, and it's so fucking stupid. Like, it's really juvenile, even for Pixar.
That's sad.
Right? Yeah.
Cars 3, they got that like super nice looking black car. That car looks fire. Like it's like vintage bad guy car, like
Jackson Storm.
Dude, that car
he's like the young and up and coming racer that's gonna like send Lightning McQueen into the trash.
Literally, but you know how Pixar is. They're gonna be like Lightning is gonna win, or totally. Because like it's
Lightning McQueen is exactly. To kids, Lightning McQueen is iconic. Right?
But that guy is awesome. Like that black, I was like, ooh.
The movie looks good. Like it looks as in not like
in visuals.
Exactly.
As
in not like it might be a good movie because it's not. It's poop.
It's gonna be crap. Crapola alert.
Yeah. But like Pixar shit is iconic, man. Like like even like first Toy Story. All three Toy Stories.
Those movies are so sad, man.
WALL-E.
Up was great.
Up was so good. Dude.
Up was great. Up was a great movie, man.
Very funny.
The
very
character
simple.
development, man. The dog, like the talking dog, man. Like, oh man.
And I love that. I love those small little stories with just these like 3 or 4 memorable characters, man. I love that. I really do.
I mean, they've been killing it with that. So hopefully they keep on keeping on. But it's good to see that, an old classic has returned. You know what I mean?
Totally.
So
I'm super pumped for The Incredibles too.
I'm gonna be in there.
But one more thing I wanted to talk about on the Monday morning show is one of the movies that I've seen over the past couple weeks. I think I went to see this right on the 4th of July. Actually, I went and saw Baby Driver. Right? And I know we wanted to talk about this. We also wanted to talk about Spider-Man. My boy here hasn't gotten a chance to see it yet.
I'm actually, you know what? Honestly, I'm actually watching it. Oh, I'm actually not watching it. I was supposed to watch it today, but plans got canceled again.
Is the showing is gone or something?
No. Like
the plans just fell through.
Fell through. You know
shit
how it
happens.
goes. Yeah. So, how's Baby Driver?
Baby Driver is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I mean,
it's like because directed by Edgar Wright, the guy who did Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, The World's End. That's like what he considers his 3 flavors Cornetto trilogy.
Oh my god.
Which is so stupid. Cornetto's like a British ice cream brand, and like the only thing that ties those 3 movies together is like very tiny brief mentions of the Cornetto ice cream.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Sounds like an Ed Boon move.
Ed Boon!
Come on, Ed Boon.
ASG, hashtag hire us.
Hire us. But
anyways, he also did Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh,
that
okay.
Movie. He directed that.
Uh-huh.
So this guy is just a very, very, like, he has an eye for clever visual storytelling. And that definitely extends to Baby Driver, because the whole shtick of Baby Driver, right, is that, like, what really got attention is not just the fact that it's an action heist movie, car chase flick, which is like a car movie in a world full of Fast and Furiouses. It's hard to have a car movie that really, really impresses with just practical effects.
Yeah.
It's got to be explosions and jumping all over the place. And
The
shit.
Rock.
And The Rock. Yeah. If The Rock was in Baby Driver, that would have escalated that movie to even higher levels. But
Jamie Foxx gonna do it?
Jamie Foxx is dead. Jamie Foxx was awesome.
I was like, I love Jamie Foxx, so I mean,
his character was great. His character was a bastard, but God, he was so good in the role.
That's great.
But yeah, the whole shtick of the movie is that the main character, Baby, played by Ansel Elgort, the guy who was in The Fault in Our Stars. His character has tinnitus. Right, which means like there's a ringing in his ear from an accident when he was like 12 or something like that, and so he plays music all the time to drown out the ringing.
Okay.
And like that serves as the backbone of the driving force of the plot of the movie is like all the action scenes are set to like these really intense chase songs that he has playing in his ears as he's driving.
Okay, so you hear the songs.
Yeah.
So basically, like the whole movie's like a soundtrack, kind of.
Pretty much, the soundtrack is woven into the plot of the movie.
Oh, that's dope.
And because there's one scene where he's talking to John Hamm's character, who's like one of the gun guys that goes in and actually does the heists, right? Shout out to John Hamm. That guy was awesome in that movie. There's one scene set to Radar Love. There's one scene set to this old prog rock song with some weird yodeling chorus called Hocus Pocus by Focus.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's dude. It's really awesome. Seeing the scenes set to those songs is really, really awesome, and the cast is incredible. Ansel Elgort, Kevin Spacey plays the heist boss guy. John Hamm, who plays like I said, one of the heist guys who eventually through you don't mind spoilers, right?
No, not for this movie.
Yeah, exactly, not for Baby Driver. Second way through spoilers, by the way.
Spoiler alert! Spoilers.
During the second big action scene in the movie that sets sort of the climax into motion, right? Where it's like it's sort of like it's rising action, and it starts to set the climax into motion. Jamie Foxx's character, who is a bastard, by the way. This guy is messed up.
That's great.
Baby sort of just hits the gas, right, and basically drives into the back of a truck, and intentionally there's a big rebar sticking out of the back of the truck, impales Jamie Foxx's character, right, so he kills the guy, right, so he kills him, dude. He deserved it though. he killed so many innocent people in that movie, and he was just a bastard. Like, he was really bad.
So when he died, everyone was probably yeah.
I was like, it was more of a shock than anything else. I'm just like, holy shit, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah.
But then they're running from the cops, and then John Hamm's girlfriend gets killed, and so now John Hamm is pissed off, and he spends the rest of the movie trying to track down and kill Baby, where he's like, you took something that I loved, man, now I gotta do the same to you.
Typical villain.
Yeah, man. So, like, but he becomes the villain in a very organic way, right? Where he's kind of an ally in the beginning of the movie, but then it's like through a very natural way where you sort of get him, right? You sort of feel him. It's It's like, dude, this guy's girlfriend just got fucking killed, like shot by all the cops. Like,
get him.
I get him, man. He's mad.
Get him,
But then he's like, at the end of the movie, like he like hijacks a cop car, and then he's like, earlier in the movie, he's like, what's your fast track, kid? And he's like, Brighton Rock by Queen.
What?
And then at the end of the movie, he fucking, like, in the cop car, he just blares Brighton Rock, and he just tries to kill Baby, and then like, it's great, man.
That's
that movie is fantastic. Shouts out to Edgar Wright.
What are you giving it out of a 10?
10.
10 out of 10?
Totally.
A perfect movie.
Yeah.
That is your perfect movie.
I mean, it's not my perfect movie, right? It's top 10 action flicks of all time for me, definitely.
Wow.
It's the best action movie that I've seen since Mad Max.
That is a bold statement. I might have to go check that out. That movie, I saw the trailer and stuff like that, and I didn't really search too deep into it, but when I saw it, I was just like, I would watch it just like on Netflix.
Yeah,
I wouldn't,
I get that.
But based on what you're telling me, I might have to cop it before it gets out of theaters. I might have to go check it out. But Spider-Man Homecoming.
Spider-Man Homecoming.
What did you think of it?
I mean, it's top 3 for me of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Because all right, I was gonna say that right now, that is probably, and I have not watched it yet, but I really believe that that's probably gonna be one of the best superhero movies we've seen in a while.
Totally. I mean, it's definitely that, and I know you have a soft spot for the Amazing Spider-Man series.
Yeah.
I know you like those movies.
Yeah.
But overall, right, the general consensus seems to be that this is the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2. The one with Tobey Maguire, the one with Doc Ock.
Oh wow!
Right?
Yeah,
with the train sequence.
Yeah.
People like
that
movie.
Because that was the best.
Awesome.
That's the best. That was the best Spider-Man movie in my opinion. So
this is the best one since that.
Okay.
A lot of people might say it's better. I personally do as well, just because it's got that shine to it that's on all of Marvel's movies.
The polish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got like, Robert Downey Jr.
He's in it, yeah. I mean? Iron Man makes an appearance.
Because if I'm remembering right, this is supposed to take place basically right after Captain America Civil War, when Spider-Man...
Yeah, pretty much directly after.
So when Spider-Man was involved in that fight, and it kind of picks up what Spider-Man does after that fight, stuff had happened.
Yeah. And like the whole thing is like he's got, Happy Hogan.
Yeah.
That big guy who's like Iron Man's bodyguard.
Yeah.
Basically he's sort of given a direct line to Happy Hogan, right? To like check in on him every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so he's always like in the beginning of the movie he's texting him, and you see like 18,000 text messages to Happy Hogan. It's like, ready for my next mission, boss. Thumbs up.
Man.
This is Peter Parker, by the way. Like super hilarious.
I saw this one scene when and it seems like that, like Spider-Man's like kind of desperately trying to like appeal to Iron Man.
Yeah, because he wants to be an Avenger, man.
Yeah, and
he wants to use these abilities to help people, even though in the movie he's only 15 years old.
Yeah, he's young. Yeah, he's a kid, literally. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm very excited about, because like that is Spider-Man. When you think of Spider-Man, you don't think of adult Spider-Man. You think of young Spider-Man. Like,
I know we talked about this, where it's like the worst thing about Tobey Maguire is like the worst thing about Spider-Man 2, that train sequence where they take off his mask, and all the guys are like, if someone actually had the gall to look at Tobey Maguire's face and be like, he's just a kid.
You know what I mean?
It's like, bro, he's probably older than you.
You know what I mean? Like,
Tobey Maguire was a 65-year-old man in that movie.
That's what I'm saying. Like, come on, bro. Like. And honestly, I love Tobey Maguire. I think Tobey Maguire was a great Spider-Man.
He was a really good Peter Parker.
Until they started recasting more Spider-Mans. And now it's like, okay, I feel like every remake has trumped Tobey Maguire, and I don't see why this new Spider-Man won't. You know what I mean? Who played the Amazing Spider-Man?
Andrew Garfield.
I feel like he looked the part better. I would say that.
Yeah, the general consensus, and I would be inclined to agree with this, is that Tobey Maguire had the geekiness of Peter Parker pretty well.
Perfect,
right?
Yes.
Then Andrew Garfield, his Peter Parker was way too cool, but his Spider-Man was like, just cool enough, right?
Okay.
Whereas like he was funny and quippy like Spider-Man is expected to be.
Yeah.
Tom Holland, the new Spider-Man. Shouts out to Tom Holland. You're amazing.
He's
got the best of both.
He's what I'm saying.
Super awkward. Like, he's a cool teenager, right? Like, he's the cool nerd that you want to hang out with.
Yeah.
But he's also super geeky and awkward, right? Like, he's trying, like, the whole movie's trying, like, he's awkward. He doesn't want to talk to this girl because he's nervous and shit. Like, it's super identifiable.
Vintage Spider-Man,
But then his Spider-Man is mad. He's mad cool. Like, he's really funny.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And the thing is, like, too, is what I'm actually kind of curious about is that, like, so in some of the trailers and stuff that I've seen, you know, it's like I said, he's desperately trying to, you know, impress Iron Man. Like, I remember there was this one scene, and I don't know if it's in the movie where, like, Iron Man's having, like, a party at the finals or something like that, a party for the finals, and he tells Spider-Man, like, oh, go get some snacks or something like that. Is that in the movie or no?
Not that I recall.
Oh, I wish. With DJ Khaled? No?
No, what?
Oh, did you see that commercial?
DJ Khaled was not in that movie.
Did you see the commercial?
No.
Dude, there was a commercial for the finals, right? And, like, the NBA finals.
Yeah.
And then this, like, Spider-Man. It's like, Tony Stark's having a party at his house. Like, he needs you to get some snacks. So Spider-Man's like, oh, I'm on it. So he's like going across the city to get some snacks, right? And he goes to like a corner store and runs into DJ Khaled. And then Spider-Man's just like, whoa, you're DJ Khaled. And DJ Khaled's like,
serious?
Yes, I'm going to show you the commercial after this. It's hilarious.
Oh, man.
But yeah, so I think that like, and you know, there's that whole theory because everyone's like, why is Spider-Man not an Avenger? You know, that's been like the whole like, because Spider-Man is probably one of the best heroes in the Marvel universe,
totally.
Hands down, best, and
he's classic, man.
And he's slowly becoming the most popular, if you ask me. And that's because, dude, and I told you this a lot off stream. I feel like the Marvel
he's probably like, because Iron Man really wasn't as iconic as he was
until the movies came out. It was the movies.
So really, when you talk about iconic heroes, right? In DC, you've got Batman and Superman, right?
Hands down,
they're the two biggest, right?
Top dogs.
But then in Marvel, you've got maybe Captain America, maybe Hulk. And Spider-Man.
That's what I'm. Yeah.
Spider-Man's probably the biggest because he's had all the animated TV shows.
I was just gonna say that
and,
exactly.
Yeah, he was the first really like they did X-Men in 2000 and then they did Spider-Man in 2001. So he was really the first or second big hero to get a Marvel film adaptation.
You know what I mean? And then like the thing is, you know. And then you have heroes like Thor and stuff like that who really only got it because of the movie.
Yeah, and I mean, Thor is still... nobody gives a shit about Thor.
Exactly.
Like, the only thing that might save Thor is Ragnarok.
But that's what I like about Marvel. You know, they test the waters with their heroes in their films. Because the same thing with, like, Ant-Man. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even know Ant-Man was a hero until
that movie.
You know, and
that movie was dope. I love that movie.
You know, I actually never seen it.
Really?
I did not see the
Ant-Man
movie.
was a really good movie.
But the
effects were really, really cool. The way they did the shrinkage effects were really awesome.
Okay, but based on like how like he was in Civil War, I was like, he seems like really funny. He seems like
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Paul Rudd is so funny as Ant-Man.
So that movie like I might have to check it out with my free time. But yeah, you won't see Marvel you won't see DC releasing like a Red Tornado movie or like, you know what I mean, like with heroes that like are kind of B-list.
Batman. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which honestly might be like a disadvantage for them because everybody wants to see Batman and Superman, but there's probably a lot of DC universe heroes that would be very well suited to be on the big screen.
You know,
we're currently in the process of playing Injustice, right? And there's so many characters that I would love to see adapted. Yeah.
Well, you see them testing the waters with Harley Quinn and the Suicide Squad, but it's like you say, it's all Batverse people.
Yeah, even like we were playing as Blue Beetle in Firestorm. Like,
yeah.
I'd like to see a Blue Beetle movie. He seems fucking cool.
Yeah,
man.
he does. You know what I feel like? You know, honestly, I feel like DC messed up because like they do have a lot of heroes, but they don't utilize them. Like for example, like Slade is probably one of my favorite villains, like Deathstroke. And and you know they put him in, and they put him in like the Arrow series, and I'm like, okay, that was kind of a cop out. Then I was telling you they were trying to make him like the main villain in this next Batman movie, but you said the directing has changed, so he might not even be the villain.
Ben Affleck not directing that movie anymore. They got a new director. I think Matt Reeves is his name.
You know what I mean?
And then the script they're not using the original script anymore.
You know what's upsetting? You remember Static Shock, that old TV show when you were on? It was like on Disney, I think. Was it on Disney?
I don't.
Static Shock is probably one of the coolest heroes I think I've ever seen in my life. And DC is not utilizing him at all. And I don't know why. I thought he was going to be in Injustice 2. I did.
Static Shock?
Static Shock.
As a playable character?
I thought, or at least in the campaign, and he's not.
A cameo. Yeah, it's another thing I noticed when I was watching Injustice 1 was they had playable characters from Injustice 2 in the background. Mm-hmm. I think Blue Beetle was in there. I think a Gorilla Grodd was in the background of one of the stages.
Yeah.
Deadshot was as well. So that was cool. I liked how they did that.
And they had the characters and the interactions. Like Scarecrow was in the Arkham Asylum game. Like he was an interactable character. Like if you knock someone through the Arkham Asylum walls, like there's just gas everywhere. And the giant Scarecrow just comes with his hand and like slams you.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah. So I mean, there were a lot of characters.
He was part of the stage.
Yeah, he was on it.
That's cool.
So. But yeah, man, I think DC, you know, they kind of don't want to break the Batverse thing.
Let's see that fucking Martian Manhunter movie, DC. You hear me, fucking Jeff Johns?
I would not want to watch that.
No?
No.
Whatever. I don't know. I don't know shit about it.
He's just a guy who literally can just shapeshift.
He's the last Martian. You don't want to see that?
Is Superman not a Martian?
Superman's a Kryptonian.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
But yeah, so Spider-Man out of 10, what are you giving it?
In relation to the Marvel Universe, it's just as a standalone.
Oh, just in general, yeah, it's just a movie. Just
a standalone movie. I'd give it like an 8 or 9 out of 10. That's like I get super hyped about shit, so my scores are always like mad high.
Okay. Right? So it's either really high or really low. There's really no like kind of medium.
Kinda, yeah. Like I'm not super critical. Like I go into a movie like that very optimistic, and I really want to like it. So
yeah.
like I'm.
Name a movie that you don't like. Like give me a bad movie to you. What's a bad movie? You're like, this movie just sucks.
Oh, shit. Batman v Superman.
You didn't like that movie?
I fucking hated that movie. I thought it was a snore fest, man.
I thoroughly loved that movie. But
really?
Maybe it's just me. Yes.
So boring,
I think I'm the only one in the world I feel like he made that movie only for... I watched that movie 4 times in theaters.
Really?
And I loved it more and more every time.
There were some great moments in that movie, but like overall, like it was just so...
Didn't it get like a 24 on Rotten Tomatoes or something?
Yeah,
like
critics
that?
hated it.
I remember.
But, I mean, it still made a lot of money, and rightfully so, right? Like, it was a thoroughly... The action scenes were entertaining, even though they were just, you know, big CGI destruction porn, which I like.
Okay,
that's
true.
how I
yeah.
thought, right? And not very well choreographed, kind of clunky, super CGI driven.
Yeah.
I thought they fucking crowbarred Doomsday into that movie.
I didn't like that.
I did not need to be in that.
He didn't
movie.
belong there. I agree. Now you're right.
Doomsday should have been the main villain in like fucking Man of Steel 3 or something.
Is there a Man of Steel 3?
No.
Why
no,
is there
they
not...
just did the Man of Steel 1, and then they did Batman v Superman.
Yeah, they're not gonna do another Man of Steel, huh? Probably because
I think they should have. I really think they should have kept those cards close to their chest, man. Like, they did not need to put. Doomsday in that movie.
Yeah.
They did not need to call out to Aquaman and the Flash and Cyborg in that movie. Maybe Cyborg, but like.
But they're doing that to compete with the whole Marvel cameos.
I know, but they're doing it too soon, and they're just like, look at it. So we're trying to do the Avengers. Look at guys. Look at all the shit we can cram into this movie. It's so dumb.
I see what you're saying. No. I get it.
They didn't need to allude to Darkseid yet.
We're trying to be the Avengers. Yeah,
they didn't need to allude to Darkseid yet. Like literally, they should have made the movie should have been an hour shorter.
That's what. Isn't the crazy thing? I feel like Injustice did it so right. Like, do you see how they did this second game? Like you said, you watched the first one. The second one is like crazy. Like they need to like call each other and just figure it out.
They need to share notes, man.
But yeah, that's correct. So we're probably not gonna see another Man of Steel movie now that you just mentioned that. You know the way I
think they're.
A standalone Superman?
I heard a theory, right? I heard a theory where it's like, instead of... Now, they're probably still going to do the Flash movie. I'm not sure if they're going to do a Cyborg standalone movie. Why would they do that in the first place?
I would like to see a Cyborg standalone movie.
They should just do a Teen Titans movie.
Oh... Hire Sal, man. Dude, # hire him. Yo, Zack.
Like, what
Zack
the fuck?
Snyder.
Like,
I know you're going through it, bro, but you gotta hire my man Sal after that one.
Like...
A Teen Titans movie, and then they could put Slade in it. As the main villain.
Yeah.
# hire us. Are you guys listening to this podcast?
You guys already fucking hired Joe Manganiello and then shafted him, right? With this new fucking Batman movie, right? So just throw him in Teen Titans, man.
That would make so much sense.
You could cast a Beast Boy, and you could have Ray Fisher playing Cyborg, and heading it. Ray Fisher's the name of Cyborg, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, whatever. But
isn't it Stone? Victor Stone?
Ray Palmer? I don't fucking
Arnold
know.
Palmer, like the drink?
I said Ray Palmer, you
I know, I'm just messing with you.
Arnold Palmer, a.k.a. Cyborg.
Those
the golfing robot,
to the golfer, that'd be fire. A giant golf club instead of his like cannon hand. I can imagine some CGI Beast Boy. I would like that. Yeah. Who would be Starfire? It can't be.
Know. No, Cara Delevingne's already in it. She's already in the DC universe.
What about, and someone have to be Raven too? Ugh. I don't know.
See, no, you guys shouldn't have made Suicide Squad. You should have hired Cara Delevingne to be in Teen Titans.
True. Did you like Suicide Squad?
I didn't see it. I don't give a fuck about Suicide Squad.
They had Will Smith as Deadshot.
Oh, I know all about it.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. He was probably the most he and Margot Robbie were probably the most believable casting decisions in that movie.
Probably, but I don't know. A Teen Titans movie would be dope. I'd be so excited. Did you watch the show when you were a kid?
No.
Dude! What are you doing?
It just never happened, man. I didn't really fuck with Cartoon Network when I was a kid.
Well, that's cool to know. So, what else do we got?
All right. Well, enough of the comic book talk, right? We can do that. We could probably do that every fucking week, but...
For real.
Yeah. This week, okay, let's move on to the actual segments that we actually do have for this show.
Woo!
We're going to move on to the Classic Cameo, which is our appreciation station for a recognizable game, movie, or TV show that is of particular significance to us this particular week.
Oh, yeah.
And we decided this week to talk about our homies Drake and Josh.
Yo, we know, to everyone out there, you all watch Drake and Josh. That show was one of the best reality teen shows that Nick has had
teen sitcom,
ever.
Man. It was really that guy Dan Schneider, right, who runs all the Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
Drake and Josh was his magnum opus.
That was crazy.
Because everything after that, right? Like iCarly, I fucked with iCarly a little bit.
I was about to say, I like the beginning.
Zoe 101, I fucked with that show.
I love Zoe 101. Oh, wait. I don't know, man. I love Zoe 101.
Drake and Josh was better.
Man. Well, I feel like they're completely different.
They are, yeah. Because Zoe 101...
They kind of took a serious turn as time went on.
Yeah.
And I feel like Drake and Josh just stuck to the sitcom.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there was no, for instance, in Zoe 101, there was no laugh track.
Yeah.
It was just a teen drama. Like, it was some Degrassi type shit.
Yeah.
Except not nearly as melodramatic as Degrassi, but...
But yeah, no, so Zoe 101 was really good. But yeah,
and now he's doing, like Game Shakers.
Did he do Victorious? That came out.
Yeah.
Victorious. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. So this guy, he's pretty good because I liked Victorious.
And he was a producer, I think, behind the Amanda Show and all that and shit.
Sam and Cat was stupid though. He had a show called Sam and Cat because I guess he's probably one that made it.
But that's because Miranda Cosgrove and what was her name, Victoria Justice, went on to do other shit, and now they've got these two stars who haven't quite made it yet. Mm-hmm. We're in Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy. Yeah. And so they're just okay, we've got these side characters that we've still got under our employment. Let's just mash them together and throw them into a show.
And then Ariana Grande got huge.
And then Ariana Grande got fucking huge.
And now it's oh man, we can't. We're running out.
Jeanette McCurdy's doing pretty well for herself though. She's in a couple movies. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's a serious actress.
She'd be a really great comedy actor. I can see.
Yeah, she was funny. Yeah. She was funny in iCarly.
Yeah, she was hilarious. Mm-hmm. She's just this small girl that scares everyone. That was great writing.
Just a super tough character. I liked her, yeah.
But Drake and Josh, man, that show, how many? 7? Was it 6?
No, it was
at least 8.
No.
More than that?
Seasons?
Yeah.
No, it was 4.
Really?
Yeah, there was a lot of episodes, right?
I watched that movie. I watched that movie for years, bro. Years. Mm-hmm. And then it had movies. They had
Drake and Josh Go Hollywood.
Yeah, man. That movie was bomb, dude.
Yeah, the Tony Hawk cameo and Drake and Josh foiled an international money printing scheme.
That was crazy. That show was great, man. The character development, man, the guy that played Spencer on iCarly, Crazy Steve, man.
It's Monday. You never hire Crazy Steve to work on a Monday.
That was great, man.
Monday's his bad day.
That's a
shout out to what's her name?
Can I say it? I feel like I'm gonna say
the girl who played Helen.
I was gonna. All right, yeah.
I don't remember her name.
See, I was gonna say the black lady, and I was I feel like you want to say it, so I'm just gonna say it.
No, I just don't remember her fucking name.
She was really good. She was good. That show, man. First of all, the theme song by Drake Bell was bomb. It's you open up your mind, what? The episodes were awesome. The beginning when they did that little rant thing.
They talk to the cameras and stuff.
That was hilarious.
Okay. Sidebar: Yvette Nicole Brown. That was her name.
All right, Yvette, you've done very well.
She's hilarious. Yeah. She's in Community as well. She's very funny in Community.
Really?
Yeah, and she's a huge Walking Dead fan. She's been on Talking Dead more than any other actress.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
But she's very funny. I really like her a lot.
Yeah, man. But I think that show, the episodes, I can remember them all yesterday. The Treehouse episode when they locked
the Treehouse episode, the Demonator roller coaster
where
their dementia-riddled grandfather is in the house pretending like it's World War II.
That was great. If those episodes were
General Patton. just got another one.
And then, you know, as like they did get later,
bat on his shoe.
I know. As they got later in the series, it ended up getting like really serious, and they had like really good episodes. Like I'll never forget that episode when like Josh was like, "I'm not mad at you. Like I'm done with you."
Yeah, dude.
And then
it was
Josh
so heavy.
And Josh missed, and Drake missed his final by like a second, and his high school teacher was like, "You're not taking the final."
And he just realized, right? Like he got burned in like the chemical.
Yeah.
But like, and he just realized, he's like, I took advantage of you, and like now I realize that it's like I'm not like, I need you, man. Like you're my boy, and I'm like, oh, it's so sad.
That was one of the sad. I think that was top. That has to be the saddest thing Nick's ever done.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that's trumping that. That was, and you know it was good because the sitcom guy didn't even have to do the noise. Like it was just absolute silence.
Quiet. Yeah.
And you're just like, yo, like this is.
You're like, this shit's serious.
This is real. Speaking of serious, did you see the whole Drake and Josh thing that's like recently been happening with the wedding? Yeah. Apparently, like Josh.
I wouldn't call it serious. But yeah, let's give you guys a little bit of background on this. I'm sure you know. Anybody who's listening to this podcast is probably in the same boat as us. Yeah, right? Like you watched Drake and Josh and you knew. But apparently Josh posted a picture on Twitter or Instagram or something of him at his wedding. And then Drake like retweeted it and was just like, "Oh, you know, man, you know it's over when the boy doesn't invite you to his wedding. Yeah, that's it, man." And like everybody got fucking pissed at Josh for this, man.
If you're listening, go on Josh's anything, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook maybe, and just look at the comments, replies, look at it all. It's crazy.
it seems to be over now, right?
Okay.
Because Drake updated his stance on this. He's like, yeah, you know, we've been talking since the whole thing happened, and it's like, you know, we've been best friends for years. Like, we're boys, man, and that's not going to change because of something like this.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Drake, I don't think, according to him, he didn't realize the ramifications that it would have on Josh's life.
Yeah.
When saying something like that, because like, it was for a while after that, like, you know, the memes were going crazy about Drake and Josh, and you can still see if you go on like any of Josh's, like you said, you go on any of Josh's posts on Twitter or Instagram for the past like month or two.
Yeah.
It's all. Like, why didn't you like, Drake doesn't deserve this.
Yeah, man.
Hashtag Drake Lives Matter.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And
but
I'm just anything, like, it wasn't even really that funny to me. I was just like, geez, this is like some cringy stuff, man.
Like, coming from him, and I mean, it's hard being a celebrity. It's like, you can't do anything, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like, now you have this man, literally this other man that's, like, attached to your life for the rest of your life because you guys did a show that was probably one of the best shows ever. And it's like...
It's just a part of, like...
It's crazy, you
As
know?
social media gets bigger and more people start to adopt it, right? It's, like, more people in that age group, right? Because the people who are most predominantly active on social media these days are our age group.
Yeah.
Right? On Facebook and Instagram especially. I know, like, there's people of all ages on all these social medias, but...
We're the majority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my hunch tells me that, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that for a fact, but...
Just based on how life around us operates.
Exactly. So yeah, it really does seem like Drake did not know what kind of effect that would have.
Yeah.
Right? And he admitted that. He's like, I did not know it was going to go viral like that.
Yeah. But that's life, man. Dude, anything can go viral.
Yep.
Literally. So take heed, guys. Anything you do nowadays can definitely go viral. Just like how that Drake and Josh show is probably one of the most iconic shows. Like anything that...
It is, man. What was your favorite episode?
My favorite episode of Drake and Josh... Oh, man, I would have to say... Or,
like, one of. You know, it doesn't have to be your absolute favorite. Because I can't remember every episode off the top.
I would say one of my favorite episodes was the one when Drake got expelled. And he had to, like, appeal it. And he had to figure it out. And it turns out it was, like, Mindy that set Drake up.
Yeah!
That was probably one of my favorite episodes.
He got, like, suspended or something like that.
And it really wasn't him.
Court case or something?
Yeah, it was a court case.
I remember.
And it was, like... And Mindy was like, I have 2 cockatoos. She's like, 2. When she, like, got, like, when she lost, and she was like, because Mindy got expelled, and she's like, you can't expel me, like, I'm, like, one of the greatest, blah, 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 and then she, out of nowhere, she's like, I cloned a cockatoo. She's like, I have 2 cockatoos. Because that's what Josh was saying all thing. Josh was like, she has a cockatoo. And it's like, what is that? Like, what is
a cockatoo is a bird.
It's a hybrid of, like, a peacock and something else.
I don't think there's any peacock in there.
No?
Peacocks are, like, super exotic birds. I don't think there's a peacock in there.
Well, I don't... It was a long time ago. But that was my favorite episode. I love that.
Yeah, cockatoos, the little whistly birds. The little tiny little whistly pet birds.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Who knows? What about yours?
I was thinking about this. The Demonator is definitely one of my favorite episodes. That episode is so funny.
That is awesome. They're just trying to ride on the Demonator.
That episode where they all get stormed in and they end up like where they're cranking the TV show.
Is that the thing when it's Crazy Steve with the Dora thing?
Yeah. Crazy Steve's watching Dora the entire time.
I remember that.
Episode was really, really good.
Was that the thing with the two girls too? They were like, it was like Josh Drake was dealing with.
Oh yeah. He was dealing with his ex and his current girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
And another thing, my last one before we move on, another honorable mention, I guess, would be the one when they were both learning to drive, and Josh had that super cranky episode? Old lady, yeah, and then Drake had that like super hot like. It's
like there's an ambulance oncoming. Why aren't you pulling over? Because this is a divided highway and I don't have to. She's like, correct, but I don't like your kind.
Yeah, literally, that was hilarious. So, honorable mention.
Yeah, and my honorable mention goes out to the one where they had the bet to see who could go.
I was gonna say that one too.
The video games and the candy.
She's like, you got the game spear. The game
it's
spear.
It's spherical.
That was great.
He's and like, the one other thing I wanted to say about it is just that Josh has like inspired my sense of humor, right? Like I grew up really identifying with Josh.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, okay.
And so like I don't know. I guess that's like. It's been a little bit of an inspiration to me, so that's awesome. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So
shout out to you, Josh.
Shout out to you, Josh. Hopefully, I can be as hot as you when I'm 30.
Oh man.
Okay, moving on to our final segment. We're gonna try and wrap this shit up. Although this might spiral out, man. You know how these Truth with Truth segments go.
Yeah, man.
But today on the Truth with Truth, that is a fundamental truth of our world, mostly gaming on the macro or micro scale.
Bow, bow, bow.
Spoken of in plain terms by our boy Truth over here, and today we're talking about game devs and publishers being out of touch with what the fans want.
All right. Without anything being said, I'm going to get straight to it and throw it in. Game developers, y'all are dumb. Every single one of you guys, y'all are so dumb. Because why are you guys not hiring super fans to be on some type of council board with you guys so you guys can understand what they want? What does a fan want to see? Mm-hmm. I'll get into it real quick. Tekken 7. Y'all know I'm a fighting game guy. To those of you guys who have played Tekken, seen the Tekken franchise, it has not changed for about 20 years. It hasn't changed. From Tekken 2...
Tekken 7, I was watching a review of Tekken 3 yesterday, and it looked remarkably similar to Tekken 7, just with worse graphics.
Literally, that's all it is.
Yeah.
The Unreal Engine... Exactly. True to form, right? I understand that you guys want to have, a guest character like Akuma in there. I get it. Street Fighter, cross Tekken, Tekken cross Street Fighter... The way you guys wrapped up that story was phenomenal. I will not lie to you guys. It was great. Amazing, if I must say.
The Tekken Cross Street Fighter story?
No, the Tekken 7 story mode. This new Tekken that just came out. The story mode is amazing. Like, just to watch, not to play.
Cool. Yeah.
Like, just to watch.
Should we play it on the channel?
Let's play?
Yeah.
You guys let us know. Maybe.
After we're done with Injustice?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, definitely. So, the problem is with me is that, like, this Tekken 7 is so stupid because of Akuma. Literally. Yeah, this is a whole game that is catered to one character. He shoots projectiles. He has super meter. Now that he has super meter, every single Tekken character needs to have a super meter and a rage move. It's called a rage art move. And where did that rage art move come from? It's basically a direct ripoff of Soul Calibur, which is another Namco game, right? Mm-hmm. And it's literally like Soul Calibur has super. It's designed exactly the same.
So basically, what you're saying is they seem to have designed this game and made adjustments to like the fundamentals of Tekken to accommodate this guest character.
Yes.
That's fucking stupid, man.
And it's like, guys, why don't you just listen to what the fans want and spend time to make this epic Tekken 7 and then make Tekken Cross Street Fighter, and Tekken Cross Street Fighter could have been Tekken 7 how it is now with the rage art and all this supernatural, bullshit. And then just give the fans what they want. Don't give us Tekken 7 and be like, oh, here's Tekken 6 because we know Tekken 7 is kind of different and shitty, so you guys can play the old Tekken if you want. Like, no one cares about that shit. Mm-hmm. I want the newest thing.
People are doing that a lot these days, right?
That's a cop-out, bro.
The whole Infinite Warfare debacle, right?
Exactly.
Like, they knew people were going to be fatigued because it was on space, so they're like, here's Modern Warfare Remastered.
Like, that is a cop-out to me. Game developers, I get it. You guys are working hard because to remaster a game definitely takes time, you know what I mean? You have to literally recreate the whole game with the flaws and everything, and I get it. That's cool. But, here's the game, but, like, take this game as a console. No, I'm getting sick of that.
What I think, I don't know much about the fighting game scene, and I don't know about the fan response to Tekken with the Street Fighter character thrown in there.
Mm-hmm.
Which was the game that they already did? Was it Street Fighter Cross Tekken or Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Okay, so what I see here is instead of just shoehorning Akuma into Street Fighter into Tekken 7, right, and adjusting Tekken to accommodate that, this shouldn't have been a main series Tekken game. Tekken 7 maybe should have come out next year. Yeah. And in its place, or reverse, maybe just take Akuma out of Tekken 7.
Yeah.
And have Tekken 7 come out this year, but just with the not including Akuma.
Yeah.
And then maybe put him in as a DLC character.
Yeah, don't make him playable. I was gonna
maybe make him a DLC, but maybe playable, but don't revamp the entire game.
No, exactly. Yeah.
But then do that to tease a Tekken Cross Street Fighter game.
Exactly. And now see, here's my thing.
Because this seems like a pseudo kind of half-assed Tekken Cross Street Fighter.
Is
right?
it literally what it is, dude?
Yeah.
Exactly. So see, here it comes the hire me moment. We're gonna do it in a playthrough, right? Uh-huh. Spoiler. At the end of Tekken 7, there's a secret mission that gets unlocked where it's an alternative ending, right? So they already put an alternative ending in this game. Okay. And it's like, because in the very last fight, it's like the cover. It's Heihachi versus Kazuya. These guys are fighting, to see, to end it all. This is the end. This fight ends it all, right?
Cool.
So, basically, Kazuya ends up winning with his Devil Gene. Okay. And then in the alternative ending, after he defeats Heihachi, Akuma goes, "It's not over yet."
And then you have to fight Akuma.
And they have to fight Akuma. Haven't
they done that before?
I don't know.
Something like that before?
Probably. I mean, it doesn't change much, so it's probably been done before. Yeah. As soon as you defeat Akuma, they could have had Ryu, right, and in a whole nother part of who knows, being like, a greater force has just defeated my arch enemy. He must be stopped. Bow.
There's your Tekken Cross.
There is Tekken Cross. It's right. It's literally right there, bro. It is right at their fingertips, and they didn't do it.
Bandai Namco, are you hearing us?
Are you listening? Are you listening to us? Come on, dude. In Tekken Cross Street Fighter, literally, bro.
Is this like a well-established thing among the Tekken community where they really want to see a Tekken Cross Street Fighter?
Yes, because Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out and everyone was waiting for Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Everybody, literally. And they were supposed to release it, but instead of releasing Tekken Cross Street Fighter, I don't know why it never got released. I might have to do some research. They ended up doing Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which I wasn't mad about because I love Tekken. Mm-hmm. But it's don't put these guys in Tekken. They don't belong there. Okay. You don't see Street Fighter putting Kazuya and Heihachi as guest characters to their main platformers. You don't see it. It doesn't happen. Why is Tekken doing that? Why is Tekken lowballing themselves? You know what I mean? Yeah. Maybe the game doesn't sell that much in America because it's definitely way more popular overseas. This game is way popular in Japan than it is in America. Yeah, I understand that. They didn't need to do that, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Because when you have hardcore fans like me, it's a cop-out, bro. So that's the truth, man.
I get it.
That's it.
That's the truth. And my addition to this conversation is the recent debacle surrounding Mass Effect Andromeda. You guys might know from my channel, or I'm pretty sure I've talked about it on here. I'm a huge Mass Effect fan. And what they're doing right now is they seem to be shelving Mass Effect as a franchise in order to make room to launch their new franchise, which is Anthem.
Which looks awesome.
Anthem does look pretty awesome. But they've already established that Anthem is probably going to be a 10-year franchise, just like Mass Effect was.
Oh, sheesh.
Exactly, right? So it's you're really, really putting all your cards into Anthem, which I get, but it's and I also get that the Mass Effect had started to become a little bit, the fandom started to become a little bit toxic, right? Where there was a lot of hate for Mass Effect before it even came out because of the ending of Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
And so, in one way, I get it, but also you have to understand that just like there's a lot of fighting game hardcore fans that want to see a Street Fighter Cross Tekken or whatever the fuck, like you, I'm a huge major Mass Effect fanboy, and I don't want to see my favorite franchise shelved to make room for something that's unfamiliar to me.
Yeah.
And when it's so blatantly obvious, right? It started to come out after Mass Effect Andromeda came out, the reason it launched in such a poor state, and the reason the facial animations are so bad, and the one alien species, right? There's these blue chicks, right?
Yeah.
Look at these tentacle on the back of their heads or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And there's one face for that species in the game. They all have the same exact face.
Oh no.
And so it's just like because they just didn't have the time or the resources to model more faces for these aliens. And it's like
Lord.
because BioWare, I'm pretty sure BioWare Montreal is the company that made Mass Effect Andromeda, and it started to become like a thing where they were sort of like cherry picking developers from BioWare Montreal and putting them onto different projects.
Yeah.
Namely Anthem.
Okay.
And so that's leaving Mass Effect Andromeda out in the dust.
Yeah, to just die, yeah.
Exactly. And so I'm very disappointed in that.
That's not cool, man.
And also, what I foresee happening, right, is they're starting to release more multiplayer content, which a lot of people are like, yay, more content, it's great. But what I see happening there is it can't be nearly as much effort to make a multiplayer character or a new multiplayer map than it would be to make a single player expansion.
Yeah.
Which is what the real Mass Effect fans, not the real Mass Effect fans, I don't mean to say that, but like the real hardcore Mass Effect fans who are like really play the games for the stories and love being immersed in this spacefaring world really want to see single player expansions.
And just a quick comment on that. I feel like that's like, that's what you like would want to look for, and they could use those single player expansions to fix what I guess the terrible ending in number 3 was. They could have used this whole expansion pack for single player to fix it.
They did in that game. So yeah, it's still, the ending itself still wasn't great, but it did explain a little bit more, go into a little bit more detail, give a little bit more closure with that extended cut DLC, and that one was free, so that's cool. And there were some pretty good single player expansions for Mass Effect 3, which I was still impressed with. But eventually in Mass Effect 3, just as we're starting to see with Andromeda, they started to put single player on the back burner to focus more on multiplayer, focus more on microtransactions. And you can start to see that that's what they're doing here, because they're releasing a new multiplayer character, which a race that is not like a new alien race that was in the original trilogy, was not in the single player for Andromeda, and now they're just shoehorning him into multiplayer with no explanation.
Yeah.
And that as a real diehard Mass Effect fan, that makes me really angry, because it's like, why the fuck is he there?
Yeah.
Why are you just gonna retcon a new species in without introducing them into the single player?
And what is the multiplayer? It's just like deathmatch. Is it like a skin?
It's PvE, so like players versus AI.
Okay.
Wave defense, like a horde mode.
Oh, okay, so like maybe I feel like Halo does that sometimes. You know what I mean? They have firefight, and like you fight against like brutes and covenants. And the brutes are like extinct, so it's like, why are the brutes in Halo 5? You know what I mean? So
yeah, and to an extent I get that, but like Mass Effect is a single player focused game.
Yeah.
So like why are you shafting single player to make room for multiplayer? It's like, why are you doing the bare minimum in terms of supporting your content for your game?
It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
Why would you tease a DLC? Like, you've got it right on a silver platter right there. Why would you tease it at the end of the campaign? Because the whole, like, the premise of Andromeda is, like, humans and the other species, like, the three main species have arcs, right, that they use to travel from the Milky Way to Andromeda.
Yeah.
And there's another arc on the way, which has a whole bunch of other races from the Milky Way coming.
Okay.
Right? But it's not in the main game. And you get a little audio recording at the end that explains, like, they're like, we're here, we're in Andromeda, but we're surrounded by an unknown enemy, so leave us alone for now. Don't come and get us. Mm-hmm. Which I'm like, okay, that's cool. So either you're teasing another game, or you're teasing a DLC. Right? So I would be so down to see that in a DLC. And it's right there, dude. It's right there.
Yeah.
And now that Mass Effect is on the back burner, and I don't think there's going to be another Mass Effect game for a while,
won't, yeah.
because of the poor reception of Andromeda. Mm-hmm. I just don't get. It's being reported that they're not going to make any single player DLC, which would really disappoint me, because that's like the final nail in the coffin, you know. And that's not how I want to see my favorite franchise go out.
I feel you, man. I mean,
that's just not what I want for that franchise. You know, that franchise means a great deal to me personally.
Yeah.
So to see that the publisher, and it's mainly it's got to be EA, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be EA. What the fuck are you doing?
Come on, I feel you. You guys, man, you guys are slackers.
And slackers. Shout out to Glenn, our
our cleaning crew supervisor.
What was I gonna say? I don't entirely remember. And I fear that this will make me view Anthem in a different light, because I know that in the behind the scenes they were shafting my favorite franchise to make room for Anthem.
Yeah, and that's
so that might make me a little bit, resentful.
And they're
Anthem
using these microtransactions to like build the funds to kind of let's back up a couple extra 100,000.
It's like it just seems like they're using the multiplayer updates to sort of string along and be like sort of to give the illusion that they're still supporting the game.
Yeah.
Right? Where in reality they're just putting in like the very minimal amount of effort to be considered supporting the game.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if other people would feel the same way or if other people are excited for Anthem, but that makes me sort of hesitant to want to get into another franchise from BioWare.
Skeptical. Yeah. Are you going to do this again 10 years later?
Are you going to do it again? And it's like, it's going to make me really salty to see that, like, it's like, oh, well, they killed Mass Effect to make room for this.
Yeah.
It's just like, and I don't want to do that, but at the same time, it's like you set up this whole new franchise with Andromeda, right?
Yeah.
You set up this whole new universe, and like in the game, you teased either a DLC or a new game, and there's a whole bunch of different plot points that didn't get answered in the first game.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of questions left unanswered in the story, and I just don't want to see that just put in the closet. I just don't want to see it dropped off.
Definitely.
And I'm sure a lot of other fans of the main single player story feel the same way. So that's my piece on the whole thing, where it's like I get that disappointing sales might lead you to make a business decision that might leave some people unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
I get that, right? Like, it's a seller's market, and I don't have control over what the bigwigs do.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, the executives, the suits that are like, how are our numbers doing? They just don't know what the fans want and don't care what the fans want.
Yeah, man. That's why they need to hire people that, like, just understand, like, the culture. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes they focus too much on the business.
I mean, I know our motto is pretty much fucking #hire us, but like, they maybe not even hire people, but just listen.
Yeah,
get a focus group together. Get like,
that's what I'm thinking.
Some of the big YouTubers who really really cover your game. For EA it can be hit up JV 2017. He's always talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah,
and so it's like ask him what he wants, and ask him what his fans want, and same with other people. Minius GC guy who always he is like the Mass Effect channel.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure he represents a pretty a middle of the road, not too hateful, not too optimistic portion of the fan base.
Yeah,
where he's critical of the game, but he's also very optimistic about it.
Definitely.
Which is, same with me. I'm more optimistic than critical just because that's how I like to be as a person. But
I'm super critical. I'll tear your life apart.
Yeah. That's how I feel.
That's the truth with truth, man.
Yep.
Mander, I feel you, bro. I mean, I thoroughly understand where you're coming from. And it's sad to see, your favorite game get shafted at the very last chapter. You know what I mean? So Tekken 7...
Not even at the very last chapter, at the beginning of a whole new franchise. See, there's so much potential in Andromeda, and it's just not realized,
Yeah, I feel like Tekken 7 has just been doing it for so many years, but I feel like 3, 4, 5 years from now, we'll see a new game called Tekken, where it'll just start all over.
Could be.
Because even in the end of the regular thing, like Heihachi... Another spoiler, Heihachi kills Kazuya, and then Kazuya's son Jin is like, it's my turn to kill him now.
Oh, shit.
So who knows?
In one of the endings of that?
Yeah, in the regular ending of Tekken 7.
Oh, shit. Kazuya kills Heihachi?
Yeah.
Oh, because a while back I remember Heihachi threw Kazuya into a volcano or some shit.
So you'll see it in the Let's Play.
Shit.
It gets good. So
yeah, that's crazy.
Check that out later on the channel. We're going to have this Let's Play Tekken 7. It's been announced here. Make sure you follow us on everything. Follow my man Sal right here on his separate YouTube channel, The Mighty Mander.
Yeah, just got my computer back.
So there's gonna be a lot of great content there, guys. Make sure you check
honestly,
it out.
I know I said I was gonna hit the ground running, but I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do first now.
You're gonna do everything.
I am. I've got a lot of great ideas, and I think I have the wherewithal to make it happen. But I'm just not sure what I'm gonna do first.
So we're gonna do that. You can always check me out here at ASG, or just check me out on the Aqua Society channel, where I do more of my music things and my other endeavors that I get into.
Yeah, we're gonna dust that channel off eventually. We're gonna get a new music video up there.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna
make it happen.
Couple things up there.
Check us out on Instagram at ASG Games.
Yeah.
Check out our individual Instagrams at Truth the Equalizer, at the Mighty Mander, and we'll see you guys next time for another edition of the ASG podcast. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.
See you next time, guys.